Tuesday. Hope you guys are doing great. Today I'm here playing with a very touch-sensitive sound on my Strat, and I love doing this because it's really a challenge. It forces you to think about each and every pick strike to make sure it, matches what you wanted to achieve, whether that be, loud, aggressive, or something very soft. Right? And there's a whole spectrum in between. If you want to tune in, I'm in actually a major key for once. Usually I prefer minor keys, but here is E flat major. So if you just want to play a pentatonic box, you can play your first kind of box here on the 8th fresh, which are the same notes as the C minor pentatonic. Like to throw in these like chords high up the neck, so melody chords or something. You can call them what you want to, but they create a very nice contrast to the single note lines. So whenever you're doing, it's always nice to do something like that in between. So let's start this again and I can show you one more time. Just listen to, here's a single note line, right? Playing one note at a time. Oh, now all the comments came. Sorry, I missed, I don't know, must have been a glitch. Jennifer, what's up? Mario, thank you. Is this guy gay or something? I'm not gay. Boom Dia. He sits on traffic cones. Okay. I didn't miss too much. Okay. Very, very interesting discussion there about my sexual orientation. Why not? That's okay with me. You can have your discussion. Maybe you want to choose to do it in private, as that does reveal a lot about you yourself, but have it here. That's nice. We can enlighten each other. So let's go. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to ban you a little bit there. I just don't want other people to read what you're saying there. So how do we block? There we go. Goodbye. Oh, and there's another one. Where do you guys come from? This is new. So Mario and Jennifer, are you still here? Not scared away by all the spam? Wimpy! Oh, an actual good guitarist. Thank you, man. Looking at women on acoustic. Yeah, I'm a man and I'm playing the electric, so you're gonna have a stark difference there. Thank you, Dexter. Thank you so much, man. So I don't know if you were here from the beginning there, but I'm working with this super dynamic tone, right? And the idea is really to improve my attack accuracy and control of attack. Because the same lick can sound totally different depending on how hard you hit it. And if you want to try this, all you need to do is to dial in a clean tone or a somewhat clean tone, and you're going to get this effect, right? Whenever you hit a note, you can either hit it hard or you can hit it loosely. Some Jimi Hendrix. Those classic rock licks work really well with this kind of tone. So Hendrix inspired. This is what I love about it. Just at the touch of my pick, I can go between and We don't bend in jazz. No, I don't think I've ever been true to like jazz. If I've ever come close to jazz, it's always been kind of fusion. JB, awesome. You're back. I am Sammykins from New Zealand. What's up, my man? There's a country I'd love to visit sometime. So this is something that's very new for me. I haven't ever really done this where I go between chords and tapping. I mean, I've worked on both separately, but again, doing them together has been like a revelation for me that I started doing just a week ago. I'm not sure how good it sounds yet, but it's very rewarding to practice because it just has this smooth transition, right? I can do. And it kind of erases the boundaries between single note lines and chords, and I love that idea. Of course, you can always mess up. Exactly, Josh. It's awesome to miss that. So if you haven't tried this out, I strongly recommend it. All you need to do is really grab yourself a clean tone and play with dynamics. So you can definitely take just your standard pentatonic box here on the 8th fret, and instead of playing it, like that, you can do, right? There's a world of difference. And try going in between those. So wasn't very good. Let's try one time. JB, I don't understand. Oh, you just confessed. Oh, JB, I have no clue what you're speaking about. And I don't know what Daddy Dangles is. Bruce Van, what's up? So JB, I know you from before, and I know that you're not a spammer, but I have no idea what you're speaking about. Sorry, man. Elevator ride. Yeah, it's a bit of a elevator music, isn't it? Okay, yeah, I guess we need to ban you, JB. I'll just temporarily ban you. And then maybe you come to your senses tomorrow. Who knows? Goodbye, JB. So... I think we hit some kind of high score. I already banned 3 people. I never ban people. But those were pretty extreme comments in the beginning. Oh man, this is the internet. you, Steven, for the sweet tunes. That's why we're here. So true. So should we see if we can find another sweet one? Let us see. That was the Bee Gees style. Let's try the Bird style. So we are drop D. So I would assume we're in D major, minor. Let's see. So I usually get my backing tracks from the GMC website because I own all the rights there, so I don't have to worry about YouTube messing with me, and here's the one I'm using right now. But I have actually ordered just a looper pedal. I had somewhat of a looper, but not a very good one, and now I'm gonna have one where I can save the loops, and I think that's gonna be awesome for these streams. Just watch this space. Hopefully I'll get it in a few days, and that'll make things better. You have some nice runs. That's something I've been working on a lot. Awesome, Dexter. So how's it going? Are you struggling with any specific techniques, perhaps? Watching from Seychelles. Awesome, man. California. Awesome. Stockholm, Sweden here, by the way. Okay, so let's pretty cool. Let's try another one. My man is in the zone. Awesome. Obsidian. I recognize your username there. So we can definitely speak about these runs if that's something that interests you. Right now, I'm not really using a very shred-friendly sound. It's basically the more dynamic you get, the harder it is to play, I think, fluid runs. So this sound is all geared towards emphasizing your dynamics, right? So that's what I'm looking for. Now that makes it harder to play a run because when you're playing faster, you tend to, not play all the notes perfectly. And if you have a lot of distortion, that kind of helps you out. It evens out the notes. But if you have less distortion and on the contrary, a sound that emphasizes the differences in dynamics, then those runs are going to be even more difficult than usual. But on the good side, the runs you do manage to pull off, they usually sound better. They have a lot more expression. So it's harder to play cool, fast runs, but if you manage to do it, they sound a whole lot better, I think, than with distortion. Love your playing. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, Cola. Fade to Black. I don't remember that stuff. Okay, so let's try to do that. He'll hear the brutal bump solo. I'm going to have to relearn it, but thanks a lot for asking. What's a flip? Haha, cool. So that was a fun backing track, very bluesy. So we had a question there. What was it? Do you have any favorite? Can't find it anymore. Do you have any favorite exercises? I thought. Yeah. What are your favorite practice exercises? So first of all, the more advanced you get, the more often you should replace your favorite exercises, right? In the beginning, when everything sounds like crap, that's how it is for everybody. The first year or years, definitely for me, you're going to have to stick a little bit longer with each exercise because you're not going to see results. But the better you get, the more often you should use new exercises. So I try to do it almost on a daily basis. And if it's not a new exercise, at least a variation of the one I just did, right? So you change a note here and there, maybe change the rhythm a little bit, change the scale, change the intervals, just something so that it's not the same. And the reason for this is easy or to explain, hopefully easy for you to understand, because a lot of people feel like they get stuck in a rut. Well, if you feel stuck in a rut, then you haven't been doing what I just described. Then you haven't been challenging yourself with new exercises all the time. So I still want to give you an example of something I'm working on, but it's not as interesting as you think because these days it's much less technique and much more timing and rhythm. I really hate my my timing. I just wish it was a lot better, right? And I think that's how it is for most people, but you become more aware of it, I think, the more advanced you get, because when you fix other things like your technique, your cleanliness, your bending, vibrato, whatever, it's like, there's something missing. What could it be? Well, I'm not really playing with the timing I'd like to. So that's what I'm working on. So this kind of boring exercise, it has nothing to do with your... that kind of thing. It's just... So there I messed up a little bit timing-wise, so I might try that again. That was correct, but it was too much on the beat. That's better, because I was a little bit behind the beat. Felt like I was playing in the pocket. I like that. That was super delayed, right? And generally, the more stupid faces I make, the better the timing is usually, because that means I'm totally focusing on getting that right. Sometimes it can actually be really difficult to play 3 easy notes, right? Like these ones. This looks easy, right? But to make it sound cool, I really force myself to play behind the beat, and that doesn't come naturally, for me at least. I need to work on that. So, that kind of thing, it looks super easy, right? But it's not. It's hard for me. I'm forcing myself to really drag out the timing. It doesn't come natural, but I like the sound of it, so I'm forcing myself to get better at that. That's what I'm working on. Oh, your playing has been your goal for a long time. I'm not bored or quitting. I'm enjoying the cruise to get there. Awesome, man. You will get there. And even better, I hope that the further you get into your journey, the more you're also going to sound like you, hopefully with the help of my stuff. I have one bass, yeah. I only use it really for recordings. I'd love to jam and play it a lot, but to be honest with you, I'd love to play more guitar than I do. And I do play guitar for several hours per day, but it's not enough. So playing bass, right now I can't really find the time for it. Now try that with the shirt off. How is that going to help? Thanks for asking, dude. You're super sick. Definitely going to tune in more often. We have a lot of these daddy spammers here. I don't know what that is. Are they bots or are they real, you think? I'm going to have to block you. Sorry, mate. I never knew the Freebird solo. It's like... I don't know, lots of pentatonic licks for a long time. Lucille, you like my guitar? Awesome. So this is a Fender American Deluxe. It's a 50th anniversary reissue, which you might be able to tell here. I don't know if you can tell. Still kept the sticker. I don't know why. I like stickers. They're not in the way. I don't know. There's somehow there's a bit of feeling to them to know that someone put that on the guitar like 20 years ago or something. Oh man, come on. Focus, focus, focus. Thank you, A-Bomb. Okay, so, and Lucille, do let me know if you have any more specific questions there. But I think a lot of times it's more useful to understand the thinking behind something than actually knowing the notes that are being played. At least that's always how it was for me. I always valued someone analyzing something much more than just showing me. Because if I understood the analysis, I could apply that on a whole bunch of things. Whereas, you know, that one exercise or that one lick, you know, I'd learn to play that and that would be it, you know. I'd have to find something new after that. Okay, a little bit more blues because it was so cool. I think this is an E. Cool question there, Nick. Oh, Netwinder, I missed your comment there. Some great ones there. Sometimes I'd like to play with the feel of the music rather than just the timing of it. Definitely wish I'd felt how to play more than being clinical. Very good. So that kind of goes back to what I said there about me working on my timing. I think a lot of people have as goal to just be able to play these perfect 16th notes, 8th notes, triplets, faster, 16th note triplets, whatever. Just play them the way a computer would do, right? On time. That's fine. But that's only half of the truth. You know, it's good to practice towards that when you're new. But when you can do that, you're going to find that just doing that sounds incredibly boring. Now you have to learn how to stray from those perfect timings and instead have a fluctuation in tempo that kind of matches the music. And I know that sounds super difficult, like, oh man, who's going to teach me that? But it's not that difficult in a sense, because what that requires you to do is start practicing in a musical setting over backing tracks. And that's going to kind of start to gradually come for free, because you're going to find that for some kind of backing tracks that are, well, you're simply going to realize that if you play a bit behind and just not as careful with being on the beat, that could sound cooler. And once you start realizing that, then you can also start working on doing that purposely, right? And you can start using that as a tool, playing behind the beat. It kind of requires you to stray from the metronome thinking and more of like a musical backing track or real band jamming kind of thinking. And most of us don't have the luxury of maybe of having a practice band with us, but a good backing track can take you a good long way towards that same goal. Because a good backing track is going to sound human, right? It's not going to sound as computerish. So yeah, couldn't agree more. And also a good question there. Any advice for older players to learn to play fast? So it doesn't matter if you're young or old. That's the number one thing we need to establish. There are a lot of excuses going on out there. It's like, oh, my hands are too small, or I'm too old, I'm too young, I don't have any talent, I don't have any parents with musical interest. I don't. Who cares? No one cares, and there's absolutely nothing to it. I have absolutely no belief in natural talent as far as music goes. What I do believe in is an ability to adapt and learn. I still don't think it's natural, but I think that we all have different starting points, right? The way you're taught things and the way you've approached things as a kid is going to shape how you do it as an adult. But that doesn't mean you can't change things later on. But I do realize that some have it easier and some have it more difficult. But it has nothing to do with natural talent regarding to music, at least if you ask me. I know there's a bunch of people that are going to say Mozart, Bach, but Mozart was drilled from a baby, so it's a super, it's not a good example. Anyhow, so first of all, just disregard age, disregard whatever you think is holding you back. And here's what usually hold people back. A, they're not playing consistently because it's hard to be inspired when you sound like crap. So you need to be conscious about that. If you pick up the guitar and play it every day, you're going to get a whole lot better than if you don't. So that's number one. So you need to think a little bit about, why don't I pick the guitar up every day? Well, it could be that you're letting other people tell you what to practice. For example, I'm about to tell you what to practice. That's not necessarily a good thing, especially not if I haven't seen you play, if I don't know your musical personality and ambitions and goals. So that's number one. Be conscious about why you pick up the guitar when you pick it up. What is it you want to do? Do you want to sound amazing? That's going to be hard if you're not that good yet. Or do you just want to try to play something that you like the sound of? That's usually a good approach. If you're trying to play your out-of-tune Nirvana song, if you're trying to play your out-of-tune Nirvana song and that inspires you, even if you're crap at it, that's going to inspire you to pick up the guitar the next day and the next day and the next day. That's super important. Number two is, if you're trying to learn to play fast and shred, a good 98%, let's say 98% of all the students I get who are trying to play fast, they're practicing above their comfort speed, almost always. And it's hard because there's some truth to doing that. There are some good videos circulating that you can't only play slow if your goal is to play fast. But man, do people misinterpret those videos. It's like, okay, finally. And then I can try to play fast because that's going to make me play fast someday. No. That's not the way it works. It's true that you have to push yourself sometimes to kind of show your body what the goal is, and you can see how your body behaves at a higher tempo. But a good 80 or 90% of the time of your practicing, you should be below your comfort speed. Now, what I see is that people are above their comfort speed almost 100% of the time. So that's how they get the tense technique. That's how they get stuck. So if you're really stuck and feel like you're making zero progress in spite of practicing a lot, then I would guess that you're playing so much above your comfort speed, you're actually tensed up. And usually I can tell just by watching one video of someone if they're tensed up. There are clear indications in the body language, like that, something sticking out. Because you can't be really tensed up in your arm and be relaxed in your left hand. That's extremely hard. So most of the time, if you are tensed up somewhere in your upper body or your whole body, you're going to be tense when you're playing. If you're tense when you're playing, you're not going to learn nearly as fast as if you're relaxed. And if you play above your comfort speed, you're going to be tensing up. So I would say those two things are the most likely what's holding you back. You're not playing enough or regularly, and there's a reason for that. You need to think about that. Number two, when you're trying to play fast, there's a big chance you're actually trying to play too fast. So even though I've been practicing for almost 30 years, when I practice technique, I messed up. So and I still practice at that speed because that's how I improve accuracy and control. Now, even if I can do that, I still rarely practice at that tempo. Okay, so that's a long explanation, but I think these are super important points. People get this wrong all the time. I see it over and over and over again. And especially the playing above your comfort speed. I do realize where that comes from, because most people who are inclined to really try to play fast, they are blown away by watching someone else who plays fast. So it makes zero sense to try to play like that person, whether it be Ingve or Guthrie Govan, and try to play it slowly. I mean, the whole point is you're trying to play fast like them. So why wouldn't you push yourself, right? And that's the counterproductive part. Again, a good 80 to 90% of the time, you should be below your comfort speed. That means you should practice at a tempo where there are zero mistakes, where you're in total control, where you're completely relaxed with a good posture. Then the rest of the 10 or 20% of the time, you can try to push speed. But I see almost no one do that. And that's why we see so few guitarists who have great control over their speed runs. Very few. And I think this is one of the biggest reasons. Hotmouth. Pentatonic tapping licks. Cool question. Got any advice for budgeting? I'm shopping for my son's first electric guitar. I have an acoustic and a classical guitar for a kid who wants to start fully electric. Unless your kid is really into heavy metal, then I would go for like a humbucker equipped guitar. Otherwise, you can get good value for like cheaper Strat style guitars, or even a Strat knockoff. I have a few. This is a real Fender, but I have another one which is a copy, and it's really good. So yeah, that would be it. It's hard to say because the looks of the guitar, the feel, and what music you're into is gonna have a determining factor as well. Pantera solos. No, I don't do any. I mean, the Metallica stuff is really just a lot of pentatonics, right? Dimebag was more interesting. He did a lot of symmetrical and diminished stuff, even though he wasn't a jazz guy, right? But he still ventured into that stuff, and that's cool. Man Boman, hej, hur är läget? Jag gillar ditt username. My hands are after... So Sonny, I don't have any experience from playing with a severely damaged hand. Or I don't know if that would be a good description of... I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what effect those shortened tendons have. But I do know that there are countless guitarists who basically had just few fingers to their disposal and who played amazing stuff. So what I've said here applies to you as well. You're just going to have to figure out different pathways for many of the licks, but they're still very doable. And on the flip side, or on the positive side, if you do manage to persevere, you have a huge advantage in being original, because you're going to have to find original solutions to many of those licks and patterns. So it doesn't have to be bad, even though it feels like you're handicapped. It could actually be a huge advantage in terms of originality. And that's exactly what we've seen with guitarists like Rango Geinhardt and Jeff Healey. And there are a bunch of Instagram guitarists now who play with their feet and or just have like a thumb or, and they sound amazing. And I don't think it's a coincidence. Part of it is down to them having to find original solutions to common like playing problems. Oh, is there a problem with the mic? I could just do this. Do you get these S sounds and stuff like that? Oh, this one has seen better days, apparently. Let's try it. Is this better? Was there an issue with the microphone? I haven't gotten that complaint. Putting a thick filter over that mic and putting a mic further away from your mouth will help you remove a painfully rough vocal fry, which sounds like fingers down the chalkboard to many. Okay, is this a better? Exactly what I was saying, the contrast between those two bands. I love to see you play what you personally favor. You're a great teacher, but I don't think I've seen you showcase your full potential yet. Well, definitely not. I hope that I have a long way to go before reaching my full potential. I get the point where I should play something amazing. Sometimes I can, but this is what I like to do. I always pick up the guitar in the morning and feel like, what do I want to play today? And today it's not about sounding amazing. It's about thanks a lot for encouraging me to give my everything. I definitely intend to do that. Let's see what we can find. So I'm trying to find another backing track here. So do let me know, had there been any issues with the vocal sound here? We had someone mentioning a harsh sound here. I could use this all the time. I just figured it hasn't really been needed. But if you guys experience pop sounds or something like that, it could be needed. So let's see here. Albert Collins style. Let's try that. I like the blues track we had. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! What's the key? I went to the doctor. Yeah, he told me 3 days left. Can you chew on your guitar like Joe? I don't know what that is. What's a S23 Ultra? Is that a big screen? Oh, maybe it was just being an ass. Yeah, that happens. He disappeared and didn't confirm any improvement, so he's probably just an ass. It's a bit loud as well. Sorry, I'll do that. Maybe that's also. I see the limiter kicking in a little bit here. Yeah, still a bit loud. Better, perhaps? Okay. In my neck of the woods. Are you out in the woods? That's awesome, man. From Italy, I play bass, jazz, and funk. Awesome, man. We should play together. I think I could just show you, since this session has all been about kind of expressing yourself. So whenever I'm playing this kind of thing, it's really not any fancy note choice at all. It's just your like your 4 pentatonic notes here on the E and the B string. So the key is really here to kind of squeeze some juice out of them. And in order to do that, I specifically combine 2 techniques. One of them being bending, and the other one is string dampening with the side of my thumb. So I bend the string, and then I kill it, right? One more time, bend, and then kill it. So. Oh, okay, neck of the woods. Sorry, man. I thought you were out in the woods, and I got really jealous. Mine, B and G fight to be the most out of tune. I like it. Same here, probably. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah, it's okay. Could be worse. This one has a great setup. For most part, I think it's pretty good. And it's stable now. It's a 20-year-old guitar, so it doesn't move as much anymore. I love Nirvana and Kurt Cobain from a musical standpoint. Amazing sense of dynamics, amazing songwriting, just amazing singing and guitar skills, you know. I don't hear anybody else coming up with those simple but super effective riffs. So yeah, he was the man. Is it hard to improvise on time? Do you have any tips or tricks? Yeah. Improvise on time is the hardest thing, for me at least. That's what I'm working on all the time. And it just doesn't go together to be on time and improvise. So it's always going to be a balance. The more courageous you get in your improvisations, the bigger the chance of messing up. Now, messing up with a bad note, that's fixable. Messing up with bad timing is harder to fix, if not impossible. So that's why you can always try to be courageous, but if you mess up with timing really bad, then your improv sucks. That's the truth of it. So that's what I'm working on, and it's really hard. And sometimes you got to realize you can really just work on like the 4 notes I showed you. That's enough. Just to try to play those in time or purposely out of time. That can be very challenging. So we can try that. So far, so good. So no major messes up there. But again, bear in mind that I was only using 4 notes and I'm playing in one position, and I didn't really have any major technical challenge. If you also try to make a more adventurous run, then it's easier to understand that the chance of messing up gets much bigger. No major hiccups there, but it got a little bit boring, so that's not a good sign either. And there I messed up a little bit. Yeah, and that is totally out timing-wise. That's an example. So yeah, I was putting in the effort there, trying to not play out of time. It worked mostly, but generally the safer you play, so the more you avoid messing up, the more boring it gets as well. So I think good improvisation is all about finding that balance between what you barely can play and what works, right? So if you play too much in the safe zone, you can actually pull off a great improvisation, but it might sound horrible to you because you know you've done that a million times before. So that's why it's easy to dismiss some of the great improvisers. I really like John Scofield, but a lot of guitarists would say, well, yeah, but there's no challenge in that. I mean, he doesn't shred and all that, but Guthrie shreds, and he does amazing improvs as well. But the faster he plays, in a way, I think he becomes more predictable. He's still amazing, though, of course, but I think the beauty of his improvs is also when he slows down. That's when it's less predictable. And John Scofield, to me, does that all the time. So I love him, as far as improvisation goes. But then, I also love technical players who don't improvise, and I just feel pity for them. They have to play the same thing over and over again. I don't mind because I love what they do. But if it were me, I can't really just write a song and then play that over and over. That would bore me to death, I've written the song, I've recorded it, then I want to move on. That's also why I feel really bad about not being able to play my tunes here. But Caleb, I've been live for, I think you can tell here, or can you tell? 53 minutes? Does it show on your end? Feeling timing is hard. I don't know what to do. So the best starting point, that's a sign of me getting tired. So yeah, 53 minutes. So the best sign of you, the best way to get started with phrasing and timing is just to steal someone else's licks and then play them. Your goal must be to play them with the actual record. So if you're learning a lick from someone, I don't know, something bluesy from SRV or something, you don't know how to play it until you can play it with SRV, okay? Because that's when you get the final timing information from the lick. That's the most important part, how it relates to the beat. Because it doesn't sound good necessarily if you don't play it with a good relation to the beat. First of all, it's got to be in time. But like we said earlier, some licks really benefit from being behind the beat. And you're going to get that for free if you play with SRV, with the actual recording. That's the best way to get phrasing and timing. And the more licks you learn, the better your phrasing is going to be. Pretty interesting track. We have to try something else. This was Albert Collins. Let's try Albert King. Albert King should be vastly different. Seven Nation Army for you, Caleb. Thank you, Lee. Ouch. Okay, yeah, Nirvana, sure. I played that back in the days. My biggest issue, as always, is that I haven't played these songs for a long time. But I don't know how those goes. Aha. I thought I knew them, but I didn't. So. My friends. Yeah. But it doesn't intrigue me. Sorry, man. It would be great. I mean, if I was really intrigued by learning these songs, but I haven't for 20 or 30 years. The good thing would be, I think it would be easier to connect with all the requests here. But yeah. We love lithium. Yeah. Rape me. No. I don't like this, right? I'm so happy. No. Rape. Oh. Rape me. Rape me, my friend. Rape me. Rape me again. I'm not the only one. Hey, I'm not Yeah, copyright strike. Oh, maybe we do. That's also. Oh, you won't rape me. Thank you. Very pleased about that. So I think that we're gonna call it a day here. But I'm very happy to please some of my. Apparently, my Nirvana shops were still there, and first drum up, and then is it really? No, I don't think. Oh. Do you mean he starts on the upbeat there? I don't know. Does he really do that? Maybe he does. I don't know. Cool. Very pleased you liked it. I don't know. I don't know any Linkin Park. Sorry, man. They're awesome though. But yeah. Cool, guys. So I'm going to have to call the day. But it's been awesome chatting with you as usual. We're having a lot of fun in these sessions, and we always take them to new directions. I thought I was going to play mostly blues, but we ended up with Nirvana, and that's a very good thing. So I hope to see you soon again in the stream. You guys make my day. You are amazing. I've been Kristofer Dahl. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. See ya.